Hi, Dr. Mathis. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So today we're talking about bullying and cyberbullying. As a pediatrician here at Holzer, those are probably two things you deal with often. Is that correct?
We do. We see a lot of it. In addition to sick visits and or complaints about physical ailments, a large job of what pediatricians do is to monitor development from tiny babies to 18-year-olds and going off to college. And in that time, a lot of talk, especially when kids are in school, comes up about bullying and certain challenges that may come about during those years.
Oh, I'm sure. So let's talk about bullying first. What exactly is bullying?
So bullying could be anything from verbal bullying, social bullying, or even physical bullying. So verbal bullying would be examples of threatening, making fun of somebody, spreading rumors about someone. Social bullying could be anything from trying to leave people out of, common, groups of friends. Physical bullying is anything that involves any type of physical contact in a threatening manner. And it's important to note that bullying it can be very subtle. Okay, so it's very, very important that it's something that remains on the radar, for parents when their children are in school.
Definitely. Are there certain signs that parents can look for in their children if they think they are victims of bullying? Is there anything that might stand out to them?
So sometimes yes, and then sometimes no. The biggest thing that you would look for if there were going to be signs of bullying are change in behavior. A child who is regularly likes to engage with friends or family is all of a sudden withdrawn, or grades are starting to suffer, or just behavior may change as far as acting out. And just a dramatic shift in your child's behavior could be a potential sign. But sometimes there are no signs. Sometimes it goes unnoticed. Okay.
So if a parent does realize that their child is the victim of bullying, what should they do?
So I think it all starts about asking.
Okay.
It really starts with having an open dialogue. If you start to notice some changes or something is changing out of the ordinary for your child, asking them, is there something going on at school? And then just being frank, are you being bullied? Is there somebody teasing you? Is there somebody that you're not getting along with at school? Or just asking them in general what's going on. In the event that you do start to notice some bullying, there are some things that you can do. I would say the first thing is to involve your child, not to take on the battle, if you will, and taking it from them, because they don't have a lot of control to begin with in these situations. So it's important to have that dialogue, include them, but also talk with teachers, principals, or anybody that is involved in a school system or any type of public format that your child may be having these issues in, to make sure that everybody is involved and on the same page.
Yes, that's definitely really good advice. So we've talked about bullying. Let's discuss cyberbullying. I know cyberbullying is a little bit newer because of the increased use of social media and screen time. So for those that may not be aware of what is cyberbullying and how does it impact children and adolescents, teenagers, and even older adults?
So cyberbullying is essentially anything that we just discussed about bullying, just done on a digital format.
Okay.
So it could be from sending somebody an email, a mean email, a mean text, posting something on Facebook that is not flattering to another person, Snapchat, anything that is done on a digital scale that is trying to enforce some of those or take on some of those characteristics that we just previously talked about bullying. That's essentially what cyberbullying is. The difference with cyberbullying and bullying, there aren't that many differences. The only difference is that with physical bullying, face-to-face, it typically takes place when you see that person. Cyberbullying, it can be 24 hours. It can be anonymous, okay? And then it can make things go viral. It can take on a whole life of its own. And I think that's the major difference bullying now to what it was before, for some parents if they may have done with that when they were younger.
Thanks again for joining us, Dr. Mathis.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for tuning in to the first edition of Holzer Highlight. For future editions, check out our Facebook page. If you have any questions about bullying or cyberbullying, please shoot us an email at info@holzer.org and we'll get a response back to you. Thanks for watching.